Hi. Normally you see me here talking about software. Well, this time it's different. This time we're going under the covers and we're going to talk to Baxter here about how we really get compute and storage and what's in the box. So let's start with user advocacy as part of industrial design.
User advocacy is really one of our main topics that we talk about. So it's about empathy and understanding, how to understand our clients' and users' needs, their wants, and their pain points, right? So our goal is to advocate for our users. They are the ones using our products every single day, day in and day out. IT infrastructure is complicated. So servicing doesn't have to be complex. So what are the ways that we keep things simple, right? So there's three things that we hit on. One is light path diagnostics. So that keeps the user or the servicer looking at the correct individual component so that they can find the error or the part that's being serviced. Second is toolless serviceability. How can you get in and out as quickly as possible in a system when seconds are on the line, right? So anything that we can create that is kind of a plug and play system is really how that works. So they're not having to use any tools, and latching is really easy to understand. The third is high contrast touch points, right? So I already talked about how toolless things are. Well, each individual component has a highlighted touch point so that it is safe and the user knows where to touch.
Oh, that's absolutely wonderful. Next time I get to go into a data center, I can play with some of those things.
Ideally, really our best way is to make our users happy. And that's our end goal.
Next, when we think about good design and how does sustainability come into that?
Sustainability is really at the forefront of good and responsible design. So we look at all different scenarios from manufacturing process to the end of life and how parts and materials and processes can help make our products more sustainable. One, during the manufacturing process, a lot of scrap is produced. So instead of having parts that may or may not create unnecessary scrap, here you then nest, which is a manufacturing process to create less scrap. And the parts become more sustainable.
Well, that's absolutely wonderful. Less waste and more efficient systems.
That's right. There's a lot of other things that we do. So, for instance, think about material choices. Steel versus aluminum is a big one for us. How does that play into the weight of the system? There's a lot of things that go into that. Think about how, 10 pounds of material could impact freight shipping. That's a good one to think about. The next idea is our the design for disassembly, right? So how do parts come apart at the end of its life cycle to be recycled properly or even reused? We also do a combination of what we call a modular approach, where some components are used across the entire hardware portfolio so that retooling is less.
That's great. More sustainable, more efficient use, and easier to ship.
What more could you ask for?
Okay, now for my favorite part, the design. And how on earth did you come up with such a cute door?
So it's really not just design. There's many people that are involved in the development of our systems. From mechanical engineers, thermal engineers, and we all come together to collaborate and figure out a solution, right? Year after year, we see an increase in performance. That's good, right? However, there's byproduct of that. It's a cycle. That cycle, you increase performance, which performance creates heat. Heat needs cooling, and cooling, it's a cycle, creates sound. You need sound attenuation, and our clients, can complain about that. So industrial design brings both function and form into the role that we are. For instance, in the mainframe design, it's not just a door, right? There is multiple iterations about it. For instance, the panel itself isn't just a panel, right? It functions as acoustical material, which allows our customers to walk the data center floor without hearing protection, but it also increased airflow. So each side is open with a functional air scoop, right? So we've been able to increase airflow to the system, which drops the need for more sound. So it's really about balancing those requirements.
So my cute door is not just a door, it's actually useful.
It is.
Okay, now let's take a look at why is industrial design so important in this landscape.
So IBM is here to deliver innovation, right? So in a B2B market, really our products aren't purchased by its looks, unfortunately, but they are purchased on their reliability and performance. So how does that play into us, right? So industrial designers are there to mold and form the hardware in itself, right? Bringing function, form, and our users' needs all together. It's really not just cosmetic, skin deep issues. We're really digging into the system. We're validating products and concepts. We're testing them, making sure that they're less complex and simplified. And at the end of the day, we're innovators, user advocates, and brand stewards.
Absolutely wonderful. And it's great to learn more about the insides and how we go about building the inside. So what is the last thing you'd like to leave our audience with?
Industrial designers are really here to solve problems. We're problem solvers at the end of the day, and we just want to help.
Thanks for watching. If you liked this video and would like to see more videos like this, just click like and subscribe.